Hey, folks, welcome to InTheMoneyStocks.com's intraday analysis video, brought to you by the creators of proprietary price, pattern, and time methodology. Learn the PPT strategies and profit for life. My name is Gareth Soloway, Chief Market Strategist here at InTheMoneyStocks.com. All right, folks, today's date, Tuesday, July 1st, 2014. The markets are getting a boost today. First day of the new quarter, and you're getting some good money flow in the markets. We are off the highs of the day, as you can see, but again, SPY up $1.54, or about 0.8%. S&P's up 15 points, Dow's up 150, Nasdaq's up 54. Nasdaq is leading the charge today percentage-wise, up 1.25%, 1.25%, while the S&P is lagging up 0.75% on the day. Why is the Nasdaq leading? Very simple. People are chasing beta. Beta is risk. Risk is on right now. Volume is light. People want to be in equities that are going higher, and that can be found mostly in the NASDAQ. All right, so NASDAQ again leading the charge. Leaders in the NASDAQ include Netflix. Netflix getting upgraded mysteriously by Goldman Sachs today, just prior to the holiday week. Goldman's not dumb, guys. They do a smart thing here. They know volume's light. They know the shorts are going to be nervous. They upgraded just prior to the weekend. No one's going to want to hold into that weekend on the short side, and shorts are running for cover here, and the stock is getting a big boost higher. In fact, if you take a look here at Netflix, look at that, trading up $31.50 or 7% on the day. That is a nice move on Netflix today. And look at the daily chart. It's busting through the double top here, and look at this, almost a river theory. You could make a case this is a river theory, double top, a gap above, and it just continues to move up here on the day. And again, a little bit of a bullish consolidation going into today on the daily chart, although it was extended, but nonetheless a beautiful move. Other stocks that are doing well today, Apple's not having an amazing day, but a nice solid day, up 77 cents. If we look at Amazon today, up $8. So Amazon, again, nice little move. And you can see, again, the higher beta stocks, the NASDAQ stocks, definitely having a nice thrust higher here on the day. Volume today is very, very light. My guess today is the spiders are making new all-time highs, and the S&P's at all-time highs. The Dow, interestingly enough, check this out on the Dow. The Dow today, at the high of the day, guess what the high of the day was? 16,999. 16,999. 1 point away from 17,000. And my guess is by the holiday week, they're going to want this this Dow Jones Industrial Average by Thursday, which is a half day, to be above 17,000, because it'll give the media a lot to pump and get people spending. Hang on one second. I'm in a VXX day trade here. I just want to put out a sell order. Bear with me, all right? Just trying to scalp a couple $100 off that one. And again, just got to kind of pay attention to two things while I'm doing this video. And you can see the market's inching down. And I've been in and out of the VXX today a few times off key levels. And sure enough, been able to get about $500-600 out of it, out of about 3 trades today. Nothing major, but nonetheless nice. One of my best trades of the day was playing options on the VJet. I played the puts on VJet. Check this out. So I bought the puts, the 25 puts when VJet was up here, and I ended up making about $2,000 on this drop on those options. And I only had 50 options, but was able to take a nice 2,000. And then on the bounce here, I was able to play it again and make another $750. So, you know, it's pretty wild action. When you get these crazy extended moves like this, like on VJet, I mean, VJet, if you look at the daily, it's one of the craziest dailies you'll ever see. Look at this. So it was up already and then just blasted higher today. And this is what we call a kind of a blow-off top in the short term. Look at the resistance point right here. Perfect resistance on VJet. And I just utilized that information and played the options accordingly. So that was really nice. Okay, so just to keep you guys posted on some of the doings here on the intraday side while we discuss kind of the larger moves on the market as a possibility as well. And just going back to the SPY, guys, I just want to keep you guys up to date on what you're looking for. So, even though the markets are fading here, for the most part, I would say neutral to upside into Thursday. We have Wednesday, we have Thursday a half day, and then the markets are closed on Friday for a July 4th holiday. Janet Yellen gives a big speech tomorrow. My guess is the markets are in partial, are rallying up into that as they expect her to be very bullish and dovish on the markets. And that's my guess at least. And then Thursday we have the non-farm payrolls number. Non-farm payrolls will be coming out Thursday morning instead of Friday, since Friday's a holiday, and markets are expecting a good number there as well. So again, could they be bad numbers? Of course they could be bad numbers, but I think again with most people leaving early for the holiday, I would kind of anticipate more just neutral to upside action, just neutral to upside action. And I do think that the Dow will close above 2,000. Probably not today because we're fading. We need a big rally into the end of the day. 17,000 on the Dow. But I think by Thursday you probably do get a close above. The big question in my mind will be, can they get the S&P above 2,000? Right now it's at 1975, 25 points away in a day and a half. That would be a tall order. So I'm going to go on. I mean, listen, with Janet Yellen talking tomorrow, I guess anything is possible. But I'm going to go on the no chance for that, but the yes chance on the Dow. Okay? By the way, the NASDAQ's only about 40 points away from 4,500 as well, which isn't a record on the NASDAQ. Remember, the NASDAQ was far above that in the 1999-2000 time frame, but still, it's a great move on the NASDAQ today. A fantastic move. All right, so that really fills you in. Nice move here on the spiders, coming down just a little bit. Looks like my VXX is paying off pretty nicely here, and take some profits on that. And let's just go take a look at a couple of stocks today. Interesting here, folks. I want to point this out. One sector that is lagging today is JP Morgan Chase. JPM is lagging. And again, we're seeing the financials overall as the sector lagging. If you take a look at Goldman today, look at this. Goldman's negative as well. So we're not seeing any real follow through on the financials. Now, does that mean something bigger? I mean, I don't think before the holiday. I think in the longer term, yes. I think once you get back from the holiday, it starts to get interesting here. But at least in the short term, I don't think the lack of the financial participation means that we're going to crap out in the next day or so dramatically. Could we have a small pullback if Janet Yellen says something negative? Of course. But again, I don't think you're looking at I wouldn't be expecting before the holiday a big sell-off. If that happened, that would be a surprise to me. It would be a welcome surprise, give us some volatility in this market, but it would be a surprise to me. Okay? Let me just see if there's anything else. Let's take a quick look at gold today. Gold had a nice move yesterday. Basically flat on gold. Oil today is trading flat on the day as well. Kind of been a little bit of a volatile day on the USO, but nonetheless it is kind of trading right around the flat line there. And let's take a look at Alcoa today. Alcoa is trading down slightly. Alcoa's been weak lately. It's interesting, if you go to the daily chart of Alcoa, one little thing to note here. Look at this. So, I mean, well, I guess it's not that weak, but you did put in this high, then a pause day, and little sell-off here, as it looks like Alcoa might be putting in a short-term top on the daily chart. So something to pay attention to there. Beta stocks continue to rally nicely, although look at Twitter. Twitter potential short-term topping tail, guys. Short-term topping tail. If it closes here on Twitter, you could look for this as a shorting opportunity. So be aware of that, guys, and could be a nice opportunity there. Baidu, let's take a look at BIDU here today. Baidu having a nice day. These are, I believe this is new highs on Baidu. Yep, new all-time highs on Baidu. I'd like to see a $200 pierce, and then I'm going to probably take some shorts on Baidu. But again, we'll see if we can't get that in the next 2 days, day and a half, I should say, on the markets. One stock that's kind of getting a little bit of a reversal here. It's not a stock, it's an ETF. But keep an eye on the IWM. A little bit of a bigger sell-off off the highs today. And one thing that's interesting about the IWM on the daily chart is that it did hit double top as well. So you got a lot of double top action going on here in the markets, and this does get my attention, absolutely. So we'll keep our eyes on it and kind of feel it out in the coming days. All right, guys, I'm going to get going back to trading, back to making some money. And good job. Come here, join us at InTheMoneyStocks.com. Let's walk you through this market. Be ready for an uptick in volatility once we get through the holiday, folks, as I am seeing a lot of key stocks. Like if you just look at daily charts, IWM, which is the Russell, you're getting a double top here. You're getting key levels on various stocks, like we just talked about. On Apple, we have a key level coming up very close to on the $100 side. Baidu at the 200 level. So you're just looking for a little bit more upside out of this market. Get these numbers, these key numbers, like the S&P above 2,000 maybe early next week. The Dow above 17,000 by weekend here. And at that point, I think you start looking for a bigger start to volatility in the markets. Take care, guys.